Now we see pirs and temples. Okay, so pirs and temples, that is mosque. Okay, mosque were built there during the Mughal rule, and that led to a religious transformation in the regions. In the 16th century, people migrated in large numbers, change way from West Bengal and started farming in the more fertile, that is in eastern parts. And the lives of these new immigrants and settlers, they were not easy, and they were looking for order and peace. Okay, so people went to religious teachers, preachers, and saints. They used to believed that is to have supernatural powers. So all of whom were known as peers. They were known as peers, and this word also includes Sufi saints, okay, colonizers, and deified soldiers, various Hindu and Buddhist deities, and even animistic spirits also. Okay, so rulers started building many temples in Bengal between the late 15th century to the 19th century to show their power and to show their spirituality. So many of these temples were built with the help of social groups. Social groups like Kolu, that is oil pressers, and then Kansari, that is bell metal workers. Okay, so after the 19th century, many European companies came to Bengal. Okay, came to Bengal and created good jobs, very good jobs for the peoples. So people made more money and built bigger temples. Okay, and the local deities, they first worshipped in huts, then came to be recognized by the Brahmins, and then worshipped in newly built temples. Okay, so true to the typical Bengali style of architecture, they were double roofed. Double roofed means dhojla that is given, or four roofed. Temples were built on the square platform में बनाते थे. And although their inner walls were plain, the outer walls were mostly decorated with paintings and terracotta tablets. You can see in the picture also. Understood? So this is about the uh, this piers and temples. Okay. Now let us see the fish as food. Okay, that is their food habits. Food habits. Okay. So generally, people in a region eat what is easily available around them, कि जो हमको easily मिल जाता है. So Bengal for example, there has many hot and humid coastal areas. So people mostly eat rice and fish. That rice and fish was their staple diet. Now also we can say, okay, it is their staple diet, rice and fish. So many examples in this Bengali literature, sculptures and paintings, they tell us that fishing has always been important to the people of Bengal. Okay, for example, like terracotta plaques on the walls of temples, okay, Buddhist monasteries, all shows scenes of fish being dressed and taken to the market in a basket. Okay, and although the religion of this Brahmins, they does not allow them to eat fish as per the Brihad Dharma Puran, that is a 13th century Sanskrit text it is. Okay, Brahmins in this Bengal were allowed to eat certain varieties of fish. Okay, not all, some varieties of fish they were only allowed to eat. Okay, so this is given emergence of nation states in Europe. Till the 18th century, people in Europe saw themselves as the uh, subjects of the empire, such as the Austro-Hungarian Empire, or the members of a church, such as the Greek Orthodox Church. But from the late 18th century, people also began to identify themselves as members of community that spoke a common language, such as French or German. By the early 19th century, Romania's school textbook began to be written in Romanian rather than in Greek, and in Hungary, Hungarian was adopted as the official language instead of Latin. Latin. So these are other similar development created the consciousness among the people that each linguistic community was a separate nation, and this feeling was strengthened by the movement for Italian and German unification in the late 19th century. Okay, so this is the emergence of nation states in Europe. Okay, I hope the chapter is clear to all of you. Yes, so read the chapter that is in this chapter. If we see overview, then it is, we can say that is, it is a region is known by the cultures and traditions of its people, but regional cultures changes all the times. Okay, and in the ninth century we said that Malayalam was introduced as an official language by the king of Chera Empire. Okay, then many regional cultures also grew around religious tradition. Then in 19th century is what happened. Mm, Rajputana, that is the present day Rajasthan, was ruled by Rajput kings, and they became famous for their heroism, battle strategies, and all. Then we saw about Kathak. It is a form of Indian classical dance, and which was first performed in the temples by the cult of storytellers. Then miniature paintings were used to record history, battles, social lives, scenes, and themes from poetry and mythology was also taken. Okay. Then Sanskrit, Persian, and many European languages has the major influence on Bengali language. And early Bengali literature, it can be divided into two parts, one related to Sanskrit and other independent of Sanskrit. Yes. Then after the Mughals invaded Bengal, they built many mosques. This led to religious transformation. Yes, then many rulers also built many temples in Bengal between 15th and 19th centuries. Okay, then the last we discussed is fish and rice have always been the main food items for the people of Bengal. Okay, so fishing is a job done by many people. Okay, and many Brahmins in Bengal, they eat fish even when most Brahmins in other parts of India don't use it. Okay, so it is clear, I hope, to everyone. If there is any doubt, okay, you can ask me. I am there for you. So thank you so much, bachas. God bless you all.